It's Thursday, the 2nd of July today, and I'm being helped by Elsa, who's an elderly rescue chow of mine. We'll start the day with a brief business statement from the Leader of the House indicating what will be done in a fortnight's time after the forthcoming recess. We'll then go on to questions to ministers. Nikki Kay to the Prime Minister about light rail, likely to be answered by Winston Peters. Maribor Davidson to the Minister of Education about school lunches. Paul Goldsmith to the Minister of Finance about the tax system. Michael Woodhouse to the Minister of Health about Ministry of Health records to do with COVID-19 testing. Tamati Coffey to the Minister for Economic Development about the domestic events and screen areas. Chris Bishop to the Minister for Infrastructure about the government announcements yesterday. Shane Retty to the Minister for Employment about the capability and capacity of the employment programs. Ginny Anderson to the Minister of Sport about women's sport. Matt Ducey to the Minister of Health about mental health and addiction services. Nicola Willis to the Minister of Housing about developers undertaking the construction of market homes. Greg O'Connor to the Minister of Justice about the Criminal Cases Review Commission, and Simeon Brown to the Minister of Corrections about community service. We'll then go on to the Subordinate Legislation Confirmation Bill number 5. All this does is send off to the Regulations Review Committee the regulations that have been made for them to have a look at. And it goes through without a debate. Well, then Parliament's going to take urgency around the COVID recovery fast track consenting bill. This is one of the bills which are designed to put on a fast track a number of projects which would otherwise take a long time to get through the Resource Management Act. It's in the name of David Parker. It will have its second reading, committee stages and third reading. It's not clear when it will finish. And when urgency is taken, it could be this afternoon, it could be tonight, or it could even be tomorrow morning. And if there's any time today before 6 o'clock, we'll go on to the Infrastructure Funding and Financing Bill, second reading, which is in the name of Phil Twyford. So when we are finished today, we will go into recess. It's a period of 2 weeks. Select committees will be sitting, but it's my expectation that quite a few members will be seized of the fact that there is a general election in not too many weeks, and many of them will be focusing on their local campaigns.